And Jenny, please make sure Rinpoche can hear Eugenia's voice by choosing Chinese translation.
Yes, we hear you.
No, not me. Rinpoche need to hear Chinese translation, so.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. We have some people there. So we have some prayers actually. Which one was that? Sangye chodang choje chonang shangje pardo dame japsen che dage jenso je pe sonam je dola penjar sangye de parasho. Semje damje dewa tang deve judan dambare juju semje damje dungarai tang dungarai judan dawarai juju semje damje dungarai mepe dewa damba tang mandara varai juruji. Intu Sanje Tam Chijingo Lama Tambar, Jengora Jamzu Chabda, Katan Sonda Machiba, Tunjin Sawa Lama Tambana. Jabji Pama Gurzongi Bajimbo Nambaganda Shanzar Shan Jabson Jiwa, Jiwane Zeru Tamjeta, Wangan Lama Tamban, Tuksewa Jimbo. Daso Simjan Damje Jezo on the Jidishin Jala Paranzat Sore. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Xin 大家好，大喜得嘞。Hi, everybody. I hope you all have a good time, good day where you are. Now, it's morning, good morning, right? So, today we're going to speak about 4 immeasurables of bodhicitta. Before we start, 4 immeasurable, excuse me, I like to remind everybody what is a 4 immeasurable and what is come from and what is associate. And okay, let's do that. So it's a part of Mahayana. In Buddha's teaching, that is called Hinayana, Mahayana, and also Vajrayana. So in this case, for immeasurable is part of Mahayana. Then Mahayana also, of course, many kind of variety of practice, such as 5 path, 10 ground, and fully awakened heart, bodhicitta. So Maha means the complete, very vast, very expansive heart mind. So that inclusive heart. So that's what called Maha. And then so we may look to this few different key points to how to seize this four immeasurables, like interdependent origination and cause and effect and emptiness and compassion itself. So remember, and also those are kind of the subtle sources of this bodhicitta and four immeasurable according to practice. So we need to channeling, connecting with this four views. And most cases, Buddhist practitioners and familiar with interdependent origination, this connection, everything's interconnected. So we're maybe very familiar with that, right? So it's Tibetan called Tinder. Tinders, everything, every movement, it has a causes and effect in how we do things, how we say things, how we engage things. Everything is part of this interdependent origination. In some ways, the first one is we talk about interdependent, this interdependent, and then it's also cause and effect. They're kind of similar, and almost sometimes taught as a same one. So, but it's better to read it separately. That one or the other way that you get maybe better understanding. So, okay, go ahead. when we say cause and effect, it's very logic. Sometimes when we think of, I want to eat a delicious vegetable, we sometimes just say, oh, I want a vegetable. And maybe even don't know what is this vegetables that grown by, and who, and what is causes, what is all involvement. So particularly in the modern days, so easy that you can go grocery stores to get these things with labels and sticks and says how to cook, maybe that's all there. But maybe even that, not that. So sometimes our convenience, mind that goes everything for a shortcut, and we may be habitually forgetting of how do we get this delicious vegetable. Like that, this vegetable needs a seed. Seed is the sort of cause. And then it's also sun, water, soil, and care. Along that watering, everything is sort of, all interdependent, they're connected. So then that means we really cannot just as simply to expect it, the vegetables that without seeds. Can't be. This is not easy. And same way, we like happiness. We like to have happiness. Just simply says, I want happiness. That is like sort of very common in everybody's mind, everyday's life, and habit of mind. Is that is automatic. In a way, of course, makes sense. Why it's like working hard, driving through such a traffic and wait and be patient to turn green light and all this in daily life, looking for some accomplishment, some happiness. But again, the underline of that stir is just grasping happiness. Happiness. And then again, forgetting what is the causes of happiness. What really make happiness is like reliable. What is the happiness is make? really true, sort of true happiness? How do we accomplish the happiness that more reliable, more deeply, more inwardly? So to have causes of happiness is very important to be not ignore that and not forgetting that. And we should be looking for, like, who is we are working hard to looking for happiness. Happiness for whom? Huh. And then, of course, the answer is for me. Happiness for me, right? And then, yeah, sure, me and you can say my family, friends, all, everyone eventually. But then the answer is me means my mind. Mind. If we want to make our mind happy, and then it's sort of mind need happiness of mind seeds, the seeds of mind happiness, then mind be happy. Like, for example, if our material world is very succeed, very satisfying, very good, everything, but if oneself is such not appreciate, and does not understanding, not enjoying, and not much of happiness in there to reflect on the mind, then this material looks really happy because material is a succeed and that themselves is good. Now they're happy. The material world is happy. But is that does make automatically we're happy? Maybe sometimes not, right? So then what is now the seed of happiness of one's own mind? So then we need the seeds and cause to make really me happy, my mind happy. The mind it's that who experiencing suffering, who experiencing there's something missing. So want to make that happy. So simply, that's true. Then it's then causes of that make it happy is a big heart, compassion, loving kindness. Such things are for immeasurable is a practice that we train our mind to be how to satisfy, how to enjoy, how to love. So this has a like cause and effect. Happiness also. There's a like very much cause and effect. If there's a seeds of happiness we're working on, if we're remembering that all the time, the causes, the seeds of happiness, then it will grow. The compassion will be developing and progress. And happiness is just quality of that compassion itself, nothing else. So now we're making inner happiness. Like when mind is happy, this is called inner happiness. And not only mind is happy that because of outer material, something succeed, achieve, and temporarily happy about it, if only that, and then when material world collapses, and then mind is like immediately beset and suffering. So still dependent on. But we're talking about to inner happiness that has a more sources, more reliable happiness, even outer circumstance and life changes. When facing a challenge, you still have this happiness. It's a companion to go through the challenge life, the happiness. And this could be strength of human heart and the power of human. So when we have this inner strength, so then really going through path is like kind of, have some good companion, and there is a confidence. That is what is inner happiness. So also, it doesn't mean the inner and outer is a kind of, completely disconnected. They are connected, of course, important. So while that success in the outer world, in the phenomena, that is good. And then you're almost charging your happiness, your inner happiness by this fortunate life with a beautiful family, good car, and a good house, and whatever is the material world that you can count. It's all those are fortunate. It's part of that, that you can use every day. Then, so what is this? Then appreciate it, happy, noticing it and satisfied it. And be kind. Take this opportunity to help to others and make others happy. So all this kind of practice is outer bodhicitta, inner, and also happiness, external and internal. So different ways can look. But sometimes we habitually rely on too much external success, external world. Means kind of, ignore the inner development, happiness, bodhicitta, just like outside material world. It's too much, then there is a disconnection, simply. Then it's like when material world is collapsed, as I said earlier, then everything is collapsed. So, and then material world, of course, generally speak of teachings of Buddha, always talks impermanent and emptiness. So, but material world is even more so of everything than anything. So we can't rely on. It's not so reliable. That's why if our inner happiness, inner strength, bodhicitta that you have all the time within you, this is very important. So therefore, in this world, there's such science and this materialism and knowledge and anything basically is kind of, not can guarantee, make us like such a reliable happiness. So, but they are important. They are part of life and they are daily life. They're part of daily life. So, but we always have to pay a respect and pay attention to this inner development and inner strength. We're talking about inner happiness. It's again, inner happiness, that is dependent on your own mind. That's important to remember it. Overall, it's like the inner happiness depended on one's own mind. How do that we develop and how to bring the good seeds or not? And then it's also like early we're talking about this four outline. And it's one of this is emptiness. Like then sometimes you think of a little bit emptiness is really helpful. Emptiness, it doesn't mean nothingness or non-exist. But emptiness means in a simple way, everything is changeable. Everything is not forever. So sometimes we forgot and cheat our own mind, almost like we pretend everything is seems like forever. Suffering is forever. And so therefore we are afraid.
전화 왔어? 그뭐 사업쳐봐야 만 얼마밖에 안 되는 건데. 얼마 안 썼어.
Koreans are talking.
Maybe everybody should mute.
Yeah, we are all muted now.
Okay. then it's compassion itself. It's not need to mention, or it's already mentioned. Is the compassion is the whole point to practice the four immeasurables, to develop a compassion. And good heart. Compassion in a simple way, put in simple words, I mean, good heart. So, majority of our happiness and sorrow or sufferings are determined by our mind. And very important to remember that. It's like sometimes a little bit headaches or like some kind of discomfort in the body or something. So not necessarily need to go hospital and see doctors all the time, right? So we can sort of be patient and you know that it's okay the next day or two or something like that kind. Sometimes the sufferings on these things like, oh, we know there is some symptoms of this, but if it's I look differently in mind, this is, we can decide differently. And that is become a healing. Sometimes sufferings, we're looking for healing for suffering and pain. And could be mind itself. Just there, healer is in there. So now we'll go through for immeasurable. And there is equanimity, love, compassion, and joy. So this is sometimes comes with different order. But order is sometimes it doesn't matter. Actually, it depends how yourself, practitioner, you sometimes may feel, oh, it's for me, it's love is very easy. Oh, then maybe you start practice with love. Or someone says, no, I will start with this equanimity. Maybe first try to little bit kind of feel everything's equal and evenness. Then I can feel compassion really for certain people and beings. So therefore, don't worry too much the order. You may see these orders in differently, but today I go through this way. Some sound is coming.
Yes, somebody's not muted. Stan, would you like to make me a co-host and I can take care of that?
I already enable unmute themselves, but for in case I can make you a host. Yeah.
There's somebody still unmuted because we're hearing a sound.
I don't think so.
All right, so.
So we talk about equanimity. So our mind is like sometimes like a bouncing ball, up and down and bouncing around with happiness and sad and like this a lot, like and dislike, want and unwant, like bouncing. And sometimes we try to be a little bit first to let us slow down, little evenness, try to be a little bit less bouncing around, to a little bit relax, see a little bit everything is more equally, as much as possible. When mind is a little bit more calmer, it seems like it become like ocean, that you can less waves. It's a more calming mind, more peaceful. And then it then reflect, then it's things in reflect in surface of the planet, and so then it's hard have a like more this sort of starting to have an inclusive space. And more open space. Oh, sorry, yeah. So then maybe easy to say it's love. It's a true love for people, and someone even you used to be don't like it or hate it, but maybe now it's like the attitude of heart and mind is like different and more brave, that you can feel there is a love and heart openness from yourself to others. And the same way also that you never felt love from someone that before, but now you feel there is some kind of love and care and sort of warm heart. So this is actually both ways. Sometimes not just happens only one way. The perception and whole projection. And both has like this pure and openness of love. Then getting to compassion. And not only love. Now it's like very compassion. I feel kind of compassionate to others, compassionate to self. And also there is a sense of a recognition of the compassion in the heart. So the compassion is more become like your own quality of heart, that every day that you can feel it, you can experience it.
Should we take a small break? Yeah.
Yes, they will take also some question and answer. And we take a small break. And then after that also question and answer. You can prepare your questions. Yeah. 10 minutes. So now the fourth is joy. Joy is something like when we see someone is happy, someone is a success, someone is having a good life, good practice, and being fortunate in many different ways. And sometimes people get in jealousy and dislikeness or mind of competitive. So there are all kinds of mind and perception to see this. Joy is like the tool and method to taming a mind to see all this and joyfully, including one's own success, happiness, and everyday life, to appreciate and being joyful, happy. And sutra and tantra, many teachings, as it says, just only being joyful of all others' prosperity, practice, you can accumulate such a merit through being a rejoicing. When you rejoice means there's no jealous, no other kind of this negative thought and mind. Therefore, mind is so pure, enjoying. So the quality of pure mind, of course, is to bring the accumulation of merit and benefit. Sorry, that is a little long. Now I want to review. As a review, I like to read and go through that four immeasurables that I wrote, and Virginia translate that into Chinese. So maybe you can read line when I read up the English. Reason why I wrote this as in these ways are more connection to our everyday life. That's something that we express, something that we talking to self, and something that we can combine our every action of the mind, have this view of four immeasurable is always available. And it's just something, the quality is so important, so that maybe this way we memorize, some point like to feel it this ways. So it's a little more easy, so more conversational in some way. So the title, I call this is for boundless view, meditation and conduct. And this can be also view, it can be meditation, it also can conduct. It's like we have a view of that. And then sometimes you can sit and meditate about it. And other times you try to really take action within it. For boundless or for immeasurable is either way fine. How wonderful it would be if all beings were able to abide in a state of immeasurable equanimity, free from attachment and hatred. May all accomplish this state. And then it's a second, this third line is like not only that we're saying, wishing, but now it's oneself is really getting in touch and connect with, which means, may I benefit beings so that they may realize boundless equanimity, I supplicate all the enlightened beings and the sources of primordial wisdom to empower me to do this. I sent it to your way. I sent it to your way in England email. And take some time when you read, when you say this prayer as a prayer, or say this prayer to understanding or first establish the view for your meditation, or you say these prayers to bringing your mind and confidence to really do practice like this. So either way, try to a little bit feel it, the time to reflect or feel that. So that is equanimity, first one. Now second is compassion, or this happiness, which is love. How wonderful it would be if all beings realized happiness and the causes of happiness. May all accomplish to this state. May I benefit beings so that they may realize boundless happiness. I supplicate all the enlightened beings and the sources of primordial wisdom to empower me to do this. When we try to connect with this practice, we're thinking of our Buddha nature and thinking of all our teachers, masters, lineage, Buddha, Bodhisattvas, and ask their blessing and transformation so that our mind become more stable and more pure, so that we can be more helpful. Let's take a few moments in silence to feel the first one and second one. Equanimity and love. Okay, now we start the third paragraph. How wonderful it would be if all beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all accomplish this state. May I benefit beings so that they may realize freedom from suffering. I supplicate all the enlightened beings and the sources of primordial wisdom to empower me to do this. This is compassion. Take a moment to feel. Now finally, the fourth. How wonderful it would be if all beings continuously experienced the immeasurable joy of equanimity and liberation. May all accomplish this state. May I benefit beings so that they may realize boundless liberation. I supplicate all enlightened beings and the sources of primordial wisdom to empower me to do this. And take a moment to feel it. So I hope this will be helpful. And I didn't go line by line teaching this, but I think it's pretty clear and simple. That is what the main reason for this is, like easy to understand and yet be effective. So that is what I did, supplicated to this become like that way. So hopefully you can understand well enough, you can put it into practice. And easy enough and inspiring enough. So I think we do a question answer here. Okay, that is, I can read that. Oh yeah. Yes, we keep doing it. Yes, yes, inside the inner mind, you continuously do compassion, loving kindness, whatever, doesn't matter what is other people trying to do. But then of course, if it's something like dangerous or that you have to do something to defend yourself, protect in something like in situation, I said that, human, intelligent, whatever smart ways to that you prevent that, protect yourself that it's not happened. But under the mind, inside of the mind, you try to be compassionate the whole situation about this. And that will, the energy eventually have a power to changing that others negative and harmful these ideas to others, not only maybe yourself, and also it helps to calm your mind and it empowers your heart, right? Eventually it's accumulating bodhicitta. That is the seeds. That is the seeds of happiness. this one famous verse in Lojong, mind training, the 8 verses of mind training. And one of the verses, and it says, in my every action, I will watch my mind, and the moment destructive emotions arise, I will confront them and strongly avert them, since they will hurt both me and others. Okay, I send you later for that verse. Maybe you can. It's a verse number 3. Okay. Yeah, I'll watch my mind. It says, I will watch my mind. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have any other question? Oh yes, yes. I want to mention that. Thank you. And there is a one several pages. One with Lojong prayers in that. So by Tingun Chinse Rinpoche. So I send you there, and this is a beautiful prayer, and it's about mind training, Lojong, to how to one's heart is become compassionate, how to become a loving kindness. So this prayer is very powerful. So if you like to recite that, it'd be good. Yeah, so this is not now today, but so this is everybody can have it. And so in the future, if you like to practice, so bodhicitta and four immeasurables and like a little bit something else, and this is a very good. I'll send it to you too. There you go. So maybe if we're finished, no more questions. And the Patrul Rinpoche said, train your mind, and train your mind by lojong, or mind training, means lojong is in Tibetan words. And train your mind by bodhicitta. Then even you don't have any other form or practice or virtues, this still will be accomplished benefit for self and others effortlessly. Yeah, early we send it into, right? You have that in Chinese. Okay, yes. So we can believe Patrul Rinpoche. He is a very good practitioner. And amazingly compassionate and really great bodhisattva. Then the last things, I think important that we have to know that all the sufferings are a product of negative karmic actions and disturbing emotions. Our mental product, product, right? Some things like companies make the product, but here, sufferings that we made, a mind, a mental product. Sometimes it's remember that the product, the outcome, sometimes we may doesn't like it. But then we should have a quality control. Project manager who says, don't make like this kind. Nobody will satisfy, nobody will like it, nobody will buy this. This product is very harmful. Environmentally no good. Right? So, like our mind make things. And then finally, it harms self and others. By then, we doesn't like it. therefore produce good product. That will help to serve and others in boundless ways. Now we dedicate. Xiang jiu zhen jiu ren bo jie ma jie ba na jie 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 ba nyang ai me ba yang hong ne gong de per re shu. Yeah, I think that's all. And we can chant a few Om Mani Padme Hum mantra together. My sound is not that beautiful, but I think you make a good sound. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Oh, 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 see you next time. And you all have a good day.
Thank you,
See you
Rinpoche.
again, Rinpoche.
Thank you.
Ajatu.
See you again, Rinpoche. Thank you.
Shatsujin.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
again.
Thank you so much.
Again. Thank you, Rinpoche.
May you all be
네,
happy.
감사합니다.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you.
Oh, happiness, causes of happiness.
안녕하세요.
可不可以再换另外一卷？一卷没有起手可以。
Okay, okay. See you.